Hi everyone, how are you? I'm doing good. Better than I was, at least. I feel like I am on the way, heading back in the right direction, which is nice. I had a question from one of my subscribers that I wanted to see if I could answer today, asking what supplements I take to lower my pressures. And this would be a question that primarily deals with people with PH or PAH, pulmonary hypertension or pulmonary arterial hypertension, and it is referring to the pressure that we with PH or PAH have in our lungs going to from the blood vessels in our lungs to our heart. The pressures get really high there. This is not like regular blood pressure. You can have really super low blood pressure and still have pulmonary arterial hypertension or pulmonary hypertension. So it really doesn't have much to do with your blood pressure everywhere else in your body. It's just in the pressure with the veins going from your lungs to your heart. And unfortunately, the answer to that question is there are not really any supplements that I have found that work for lowering the pressure in dealing with pulmonary hypertension. Now, that's not to say that there's nothing that you can do to help lower it. I just haven't found supplements to help. I've tried beet juice. I've tried the things like super beets. They are supposed to be able to lower the pressure in your veins through nitric oxide or nitrous oxide. So I have tried that, and I did not feel like the beet juice or the super beets benefited me. I couldn't tell any difference. I have heard that CBD oil will also lower the pressure, but I don't know this for sure, and it's not something that I have tried at all, as I am hesitant to mix it with my other meds. So as far as what supplements I do take, not just for lowering pressures, but supplements that I think help me with my body all around. I start with an iron supplement, and this isn't something that I just randomly did. I'm actually prescribed it after a blood test showing that I have low red blood cell counts, so I've been on those for years. Another thing that I was prescribed at one time was vitamin B, and I take a stress B complex. I find these to help tremendously with my energy level. So I was prescribed them for low vitamin B probably about a year or two ago. And then when they ran out, I stopped taking them, and I had started back on them when I started feeling run down again. So ever since then, I have started taking them and have kept taking them, and they do seem to help with my energy level. So to me, that's a big win, and anything that gives me energy helps me to do other things that I feel keep my pressures down, and I'll explain that in a minute. But the last supplement that I do take regularly, I don't take it in the summer, but I do take it regularly, is vitamin D. And pretty much it's probably known that almost everybody lacks vitamin D at some point during the year. Probably maybe less in the warmer climates, but for sure everybody in the northern climates probably lacks vitamin D during the winter months. So vitamin D, though, is one that you don't want to overdo it. It only requires 1 or 2 pills a week, maybe like every Monday or Thursday, and some people only once a week. So that is my list of supplements that I actually buy and take in. Another type of supplement, though, that I do take is the Daily Harvest smoothies. I tried them a few months back, and I have been sold on them ever since. They mix a variety of fruits and vegetables that I would not probably take in if it weren't for them, just because I'm not that adventurous with my foods. So they mix a variety of fruits and vegetables that I wouldn't normally take in, and it gives me a wider variety, and that variety is good for my body. And the more fruits and vegetables that I can do, the better off my body is going to be. So with that said, these are the other things that I do in addition to help bring my pressures down is eating the best that I can. I, try to eat as many fruits and vegetables as I can each day. I try to eat the least amount of sugars that I can, keep it low carbs, and, good fats, and just healthy eating. Drink a certain amount of water. And then the other thing to help bring pressures down is to remain active. So I always try to do at least a certain amount of exercise all the time. I have actually in the past several weeks, or actually after getting back from Atlanta, have been laying off the exercise, though, trying to rest and recuperate inevitably with my constant pushing. I've done this numerous times where I feel like my exercise isn't getting me anywhere anymore, so I'll push a little bit more, and push a little bit more, and push a little bit more, and I'll feel good, and then all of a sudden go off a cliff where I feel like I've pushed too much. So I have laid off the exercise for a little while, and now I have just started trying to do more of my household chores, thinking of maybe working more around the house and doing more activity that way and less forced type of exercise, like, treadmills and weightlifting and that kind of stuff. Trying to do a little bit less of that stuff and maybe a little bit more household stuff for a while, and just see how that goes. See if it helps my body at all. See if that will also help keep my pressures in order. And the last and final thing I do to help keep my pressures down is to take my doctor prescribed meds like I'm supposed to. Probably the main one being Optimum, which is a PH prescribed drug. And I take 10 milligrams once a day. It's been a super easy drug for me to take. It has worked out really well for me. I've been on it for about 3 years. When I first started taking it, it gave me a stuffy nose and some headaches, but that didn't last long, and probably within a couple months of starting it, I could start to feel a difference, and it has made a difference in my pressures. And so I take that every night at bedtime, and I think overall, everything together, the supplements that I take to help energize my body, eating right, exercising, staying active at the very least, and taking my prescribed meds is, I think, the best things that I can do to keep my pressures down. Ever since the medication started working for me, it's kept my pressures in probably about the 27 to 36 range. They bounce around a little bit, but for the most part, they stay pretty reasonable. And this has been for, like I said, the 3 years now. I'm going into my 4th year, I think, now. And I will be going back next week to have another echo, so I will get my new pressures, and we'll see if this kind of relapse that I had affects them at all. But so as far as keeping my pressures down, I think that the exercise, eating right, and taking your meds on time is the biggest way to affect them. I hope this helps. If you have any further questions about it, or if I missed something, just write me. I do not mind going back to this and revisiting it again. So everybody, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and thanks for watching, and again, thanks for just subscribing and being here. Have a good one, everyone. Bye-bye.